Test of Language Development Intermediate, 4th edition. The TOLD Intermediate 4 measures oral language abilities of most students between ages 8 years 0 months and 17 years 11 months. The TOLD I-4 was designed to satisfy 6 requirements of a well-constructed test needed to assess spoken language. 1. To measure receptive, organizational, and expressive competencies in the major components of linguistics. 2. To provide the examiner with a comparative index of language strengths and weaknesses. 3. To be sufficiently reliable that their results can be used with confidence. 4. To be sufficiently valid that the examiner will know what abilities are being measured. 5. To be short enough that both examiner and examinee fatigue is held at a minimum. 6. Have norms that are based on large stratified sample that includes representatives of a broad spectrum of English speakers. The TOLD I-4 uses a linguistic model as a theoretical base, paying particular attention to linguistic features and linguistic systems. Linguistic features are the major components of language, including semantics, grammar, which is syntax and morphology, phonology, and pragmatics. Linguistic systems includes listening, organizing, and speaking. They represent the manner in which language is used and understood.
I-4 must be administered by a professional with formal training and assessment who is knowledgeable and trained in evaluation of language. The test is for any child ages 8 to 17 and 11 months that can understand directions, produce acceptable oral responses, and pass the practice items. You must explore why the student is taking the test and make sure to administer the test in a relaxed and positive way. The clinician should consistently encourage and praise the client.
Good job!
You should also avoid prompting or deviating from testing procedure and using comments that reflect correctness of the answer. You should also repeat an item, if requested, only once. Make sure to administer subtests in the order that they appear in the examiner record booklet. Strictly adhere to Chapter 3 and Test Manual and directions at beginning of each subtest in the examiner record booklet. The subtests are not timed, but each takes about 35 to 50 minutes. You should encourage the student to do them as briskly as possible, but make sure they still go at their own pace. If a student has not given a response in 10 seconds, the first presentation or repetition if applicable, score 0. You can complete in more than one session if the child is immature, young, or inattentive. Make sure to stop testing if the child loses interest or becomes fatigued. You can retest at a later time if the results do not seem valid due to illness or if they're really not what you expected.
TOLD I-4 consists of 6 subtests. The first subtest is the sentence combining subtest. It measures syntactic abilities. It is primarily a speaking task. The student must form one compound sentence with 2 or more simple sentences said by the examiner. And the compound sentence must be as short as possible but include all the key elements. It has a ceiling of 3 wrong answers.
Combining subtests, you start with the first item and the ceiling is reached when they get 3 in a row wrong. Okay. So first I'm going to say some sentences. I want you to listen carefully, then put the sentences together. Make one sentence out of 2 sentences. Make your sentences as short as you can. For example, if I say, I am big, I am tall, you could say, I am big and tall. You make one sentence and you make it as short as you can. Now you try. I like cake, I like ice cream.
I like cake and ice cream.
Good job. Okay, so we'll start now. I like milk, I like cookies.
I like milk and cookies.
We like to run. We like to play.
We like to run and play.
Good job. The horse was ridden by Monica. The horse was ridden by Tyler.
The horse was rode by Monica and Tyler.
We found a nickel. We found a dime.
We finded a nickel and dime.
Rudy sang in the show. Rudy danced in the show.
Rudy singed and danced in the show.
Good. She came home. It was yesterday.
She came home yesterday.
He wanted candy. He wanted cake. He wanted ice cream.
He wanted cake, candy, and ice cream.
Emily fell down. She hurt her knee.
Emily fell down and hurted her knee.
The man looked mean. He was nice. Do not use and with this one. Okay, so the man looked mean. He was nice.
The man was mean and nice.
I got a hat. It was new.
I got a new hat.
Juan is big for his age. Gordon is big for his age.
Juan is big for his age. Gordon is big for his age.
Good. She picked an apple. She ate an apple.
I don't know.
If you'd like me to repeat it, I can repeat it once.
Okay.
She picked an apple. She ate an apple.
She picked an apple. She ate an apple.
Do not use and for this one. Okay, so try to use another word. Maria saw the accident. She didn't tell the police.
Maria saw an accident and she didn't tell the police.
Okay, so we'll move on to the next one.
Second subtest of the told I-4 is the picture vocabulary subtest. This subtest measures listening vocabulary. The examiner says a series of two-word phrases and the student must select the appropriate picture for each two-word phrase. There are 9 picture cards with 6 pictures on each of the cards. This subtest focuses exclusively on the semantic part of language. There is a ceiling of 2 consecutive wrong answers in a row, and you must start with the first item of the subtest.
A picture vocabulary subtest now. Okay, so now I want to see how many words you know. Some of the words I'm going to ask you about will be easy and some will be harder. If you don't know what some words mean, say, I don't know what that means. If you think you know the word but you're not sure, you can go ahead and guess. It's okay to guess. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's begin. So look at these pictures and point to the picture that best goes with these words. Monkey, C. Good. Okay. Now point to the picture that best goes with tail wagger. Good. Now point to the picture that best goes with hibernating mammal. Now point to the picture that best goes with branch swinger. Now point to the picture that best goes with bird chaser. Now point to the picture that best goes with grizzled carnivore. Point to the picture that best goes with abrasive surface. Point to the picture that best goes with keen-edged. Point to the picture that best goes with Ursus posing.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, so now we're going to do this. So, point to the picture that best goes with crummy crunchies. Bless you.
Thank you.
Point to the picture that best goes with bundled straw. Point to the picture that best goes with tooth extractor. Point to the picture that best goes with balancing act. to the picture that best goes with oral hygienist. Point to the picture that best goes with kernel cupboard. Point to the picture that best goes with cavity maker. Thank you. Point to the picture that best goes with calories galore. Point to the picture that best goes with concentrated calories. Okay. So now we're going to do the word ordering subtest. I'm talking to you.
The third subtest of the told I-4 is the word ordering subtest. It is a primarily focused on organizing task. The clinician says randomly ordered words, and the student must reorder the words so that they can form a correct, complete sentence. The stimulus sentences in this subtest vary from a length of 3 to 7 words. This subtest focuses primarily on the grammar portion of language. There is a ceiling of 3 consecutive wrong answers in a row, and you must start with the first item of the
I'm going to do the word ordering subtest. So now I'm going to say some words that you must make into a sentence. Use all of the words and put them together to make a sentence. For example, big am I. Can you change the words around to make a sentence?
I am big.
Good job. Okay. So you could say I am big or am I big? So let's try another. Name is mine.
My name is Kim.
Good. Can you, never mind. Okay. So let's begin. Home, go, let's.
Let's go home.
Party fun was the.
The party was fun.
Come us with.
Come with us.
Hard rained it.
It rained hard.
Your is name what?
What's your name?
Cake eat your.
Eat your cake.
Game who the one.
The game won who.
There who is.
Is who there.
Too ready you go are.
Ready I am to go.